Hi guys. Okay, so we're gonna make some low carb, gluten-free, dairy-free almond cookies. I discovered this at the grocery store when I was looking for almond flour. Um, and it has almond flour in it, but it also has coconut flour, tapioca flour, and arrowroot. So unlike almond flour alone, this flour actually rises. So you can still have an almond cake, you can still have a healthier cake, but it'll be a little fluffier than if you were to make it with just almond flour, which can make a very dense cake. And it's equal, 1 cup of this flour is equal to 1 cup of regular flour. So even if you have a recipe with just regular all-purpose flour, you can use this instead to go for a healthier option or a gluten-free option. Gluten-free, it has low carbs, it rises just like regular flour. So it's a good option as an alternative flour to make a cake that's a little healthier. So I don't get paid for this. This is just something that I found at the grocery store looking for almond flour when I went to buy almond flour. And it piqued my interest. So I read the package and I was like, ooh, let me try this. And now I love it. So this is what I buy now. Okay, so I need 3.5 cups of flour. Because this is 4 cups and I need 3.5 cups, I'm just going to take out 1/2 cup and dump the rest in. I'm going to use this 1/4 cup. So I'm just going to take out 1/2 cup of flour and just dump the rest of the bag in the bowl. Okay. Okay, so this is a 4-cup bag. 4 cups. I took out 1/2 cup, which means I'm left with 3.5 cups. So I'm just going to dump the rest of this in the bag, in the bowl. And now I'm going to put 3/4 cup of dark brown sugar. That's my dark brown sugar. I always have some glass jars that I save, and then I just use them to store sugar and nuts and chocolate chips and things like that. So I need 3/4 cup of sugar. And I'm doing 3/4 cup of sugar, not packed. Just loosely measured. This cake is not very, very sweet, which is what I want. So if you want to add more sugar, you can. But to me, this is perfect just to have a little slice with some tea or to have a little, somewhat of a dessert after dinner and not have something too heavy or too sweet. So 3/4 cup of dark brown sugar, not packed, is perfect. Okay, so I got the 3/4 cup of dark brown sugar. I have the 3.5 cups of my almond flour mix. And now I need 3 teaspoons of, a pinch of salt. And I'm going to put 3 teaspoons of baking powder. All right, and I forgot, you want to preheat the oven at 350. So I just turned that on. So let me get the 3 teaspoons of baking powder. There's the teaspoon. So we got 1, 2, and 3. And so that is the dry ingredients. And to these dry ingredients, you want to add 2 tablespoons of lemon zest. So 1 to 2. I'm going to do 2. So that is going to be 1 to 2 lemons, depending on how big they are. So I'm going to start zesting and see how much zest I get out of that 1 lemon. If it's 1.5, I'm going to go with the 1.5. So I'm going to set this aside for a second. Bring my lemon over. And I'm going to start zesting and see how much I get out of here. Love that smell. It smells so good. Okay, this is about 1.5 tablespoons. So this will be perfect. Okay, so we are going to add the lemon zest to the dry ingredients, just like this. I'm going to get the rest of it off the cutting board here. And you want to save this because you need some lemon juice later too, so with your wet ingredients. Okay, perfect. Okay, so I'm just gonna get a whisk and I'm gonna whisk this together really well, break up any clumps and get everything blended evenly. And then I'm gonna start adding the wet ingredients. Whisk, it's gonna break up any clumps and then I'll whisk everything together. Okay, that is pretty good. Once I put the wet ingredients, I'm going to mix it with the hand electric mixer, so it'll incorporate the rest of that. Okay, so now to the dry ingredients. You're going to add 1 cup of the almond milk. So okay, so I have 1 cup of almond milk. This is vanilla unsweetened almond milk. If you're using sweetened almond milk, then you want to cut back on the sugar that you put in. Use plain almond milk if you want. It doesn't have to be vanilla. But plain unsweetened, vanilla unsweetened almond milk is what we drink. So I'm going to pour this into the bowl. Just like this. Okay. And now I'm going to add 1/3 cup of olive oil. I'm using extra virgin olive oil. You can use vegetable oil, light olive oil, whatever you want. I use olive oil for everything. You can use avocado oil. So I'm doing 1/3 cup of extra virgin olive oil. Just like that. Okay. And you're going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. That's 1. And 2. So 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. And if you can get real vanilla extract, to me it makes a difference. If you can, I know real vanilla is a lot more expensive, but it tastes a little better than the artificial vanilla. And now you want to add 2 teaspoons of lemon juice. So I'm going to cut this big lemon. Okay, the oven is ready. It just beeped. So I'm going to roll this a little bit. Get the juices flowing in the lemon. Okay. Ooh, that's a juicy one. Ooh, and there's barely any seeds in there. That's even better. Okay. Bring this back over here. Okay, so we want 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. There's some lemon seeds. Okay. 1 teaspoon of lemon juice. And now we're going to do the second one. I need a little tiny bit from this half. Perfect. 2nd teaspoon of lemon juice. And that's it. That's your recipe, people. So let me get the hand mixer and get this nicely mixed. And done. Okay, so I'm gonna get my baking sheet and some parchment paper, and I'm gonna make cookies out of this today. They're gonna be like cakey cookies, but they're delicious. Okay, so I have my baking sheet. I'm gonna put parchment paper on it. Okay, got my parchment paper on there. Okay, so I'm gonna, in a bowl here, I have a shallow bowl. I'm gonna take some almonds. These are sliced, raw, unsalted, unroasted almonds. And I am gonna take my potato masher. So I'm gonna get my old school potato masher. And I'm just gonna mash these like this, just to crush them a little bit. You can also put it in the food processor or in a Ziploc bag and hit it with a rolling pin, but I'm just doing it like this for today. Okay, that is good enough. Okay, so I'm gonna take some of the batter like this, the batter slash dough, just like this. I'm gonna roll it with my hands into a ball, just like this. And then you over here to the baking sheet where I have my bowl of almonds. And I am just gonna roll this in some almonds, just like this. Okay, give it another roll. And you're gonna take your cookie, put it on the baking sheet just like this, and just press it down a little tiny bit, just like that. You know, as I'm rolling these, I can actually smell the lemon in these. It smells very good. Oh, this one's huge. Take a little bit off there. That was a big one. Okay. So as you see, I have 1 dozen almond cake cookies here that I rolled and dusted, not dusted, rolled in some sliced raw almonds. They're going to get toasty in the oven and they're going to be super yummy. Nothing yummier than a toasty almond, right? See that? And I have enough in here for about another, maybe almost another dozen cookies. So I'm going to pop these in the oven at 350 for 45 minutes and then I'll check them. Okay, so the timer's going off. These have been in the oven for 35 minutes. So I'm going to take them out and check them. Look at that. Don't they look yummy? They're so toasty brown. They smell delicious. I'm going to let them sit for a few minutes to cool down. And then I'm going to break one open to show you. But it's super toasty, nice and brown. See that? Okay guys, so these are the cookies. So you could see they're nice and toasted on top. See how they're cracked? They started cracking. That's when you know they're done. So they were in there at 350 for 35 minutes. And if you look at the bottom, nice and toasty brown. So let me show you the inside. See that? They're like soft, cakey cookies. Let's give it a taste. So the outside of the cookie has like a little bit of a crunch to it. And the inside is like a soft, chewy texture. Really good. Very good. And they're not too sweet. You can taste the lemon flavor in there. Really delicious. And if you have someone in your house that has a sweet tooth, like my husband, then you can easily dust these with a little powdered sugar. Just like that. And they're good. It's like a sweet, when you add the powdered sugar, it's like a sweet, lemony, chewy cookie with the toasted almond. Really good. Really, really good. Okay, guys, so the cookies cool down. So I'm going to plate them up. And I'm going to show you a little uneven here, but that's okay. Plate these up. And then we're going to dust them with a little bit of powdered sugar. Just like that. And we're just going to go around with a little bit of powdered sugar. You can completely skip the powdered sugar if you want to. These are for the kids. I don't think my son will like these, but my husband will definitely like these. And he has a sweet tooth. So I'm dusting them with a little bit of powdered sugar. And then I have this batch that I'm going to make now. That's going to have no sugar. I'll eat those because I don't like them that sweet. And you know what else you can do? Another idea. If you don't want to just do plain powdered sugar, but if you want a little bit more of that lemony brightness, burst of flavor when you're eating the cookie. Oh, hold on. Let me get the second batch in. Okay, so as I was saying, if you wanted more of that bright lemon flavor when you're eating these, instead of just dusting them with powdered sugar, you can make a powdered sugar lemon glaze that you could just drizzle over the cookies when they're cool. And once the glaze hardens, which takes usually about 30 minutes, you will have a nice burst of lemon flavor drizzled over the top of the cookies to give you even more lemon flavor. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make a tiny, tiny batch of glaze, and I'm just going to glaze 2 of the cookies that I have in the oven just to show you. So I'll see you in 30 minutes. Okay, so I have the cookies dusted with powdered sugar here. And on this plate, I'm going to have the plain cookies with no sugar on top. And I'm going to make just 2 or 3 with a little bit of a glazed drizzle, lemon glazed drizzle. Just to show you the different ways that you can serve these depending on who's in your household. So I have right here, I'm going to put a little bit of powdered sugar, just like that. And I'm going to take some lemon juice and just squeeze some lemon in like that. If any seeds get in there, just pick them out, obviously. Okay, give that a mix and just see. You might not need any more lemon. And the glaze is literally just powdered sugar and lemon juice. And so I don't know the measurements because I don't measure things usually much. I've been trying to get better at measuring just because when I'm posting videos, if somebody wants to make it, you know, obviously they need to know the measurements. So I'm trying to get better at that. But for the glaze, just if you put too much lemon juice, just keep adding sugar until it looks like this, like a milky white, thick, syrupy texture like this. See that? Because once you put drizzle that on the cookies, in about 30 minutes, that'll get hard and it'll be like a sweet glaze on top. Okay? So that's what you want. You want it to be like a milky, thick, white glaze. And the only thing in here is powdered sugar and lemon juice. So I'm going to set this over here. The cookies are almost done. They have to be completely cooled before you can glaze them. Get my plate ready. And I will show you how I put some glaze on these. Okay, so we have the ones dusted in powdered sugar back there. We have the plain right here. And now I have 4 over here that I am going to do a little bit of a glaze on. Just to show you the different ways that you can serve these. So this right here is the lemon powdered sugar glaze. And that's going to give it a burst of delicious lemon flavor. So I'm literally just going to take this and I'm just going to drizzle it over the cookies like this. It's kind of like an iced oatmeal cookie. Doesn't it look like that? It looks like a little bit of an iced oatmeal cookie, but it's a lemon almond cookie. Just like that. And just let them sit here until the icing is hardened. And that's it. They're done. So I'm going to let those sit there until the icing gets a little hard. But that little bit of icing there is going to give it such an explosion of lemon flavor when you bite into this chewy almond cookie. It's going to be crunchy and chewy, lemony, amazing. Since I only have 4 that are glazed, I'm just going to put them on the same plate with the ones that are plain. Just like that. And there you go. You have the powdered sugar ones, you have the plain ones, and you have the ones with the lemon glaze on top. So now you can cater to everybody, no matter what their flavor preference is. You have plain and less sweet for people like me. You have the ones with the powdered sugar for someone like my husband who has a sweet tooth. And then you have the ones with the glaze that cater to people with a sweet tooth and love that pop of bright flavor. My daughter would probably like these the best. And that's it. That's how you make almond cookies that are dairy-free, gluten-free. And there you have it. Gluten-free, dairy-free, healthier cookies made with almonds and lemon 3 different ways: powdered, glazed, and plain. Thanks for watching. Bye.